Chapter 1. The Red Envelope. The day Amelia turned 21, a red envelope arrived at her doorstep. No return address, just her name, handwritten in ink that had slightly faded with time. Her heart froze when she saw the handwriting. It was unmistakable, her mother's. But that couldn't be. Her mother had died 11 years ago. Amelia stood there, her hands trembling, the envelope shaking gently in her grasp. She had dreamed of her mother's voice for years, longed for closure that never came, and now, this. She didn't open it. Not yet. She placed it on her nightstand, staring at it every day. The letter became a ghost, haunting her more than any memory ever could. Chapter 2. Echoes of Her Voice. That night, Amelia couldn't sleep. Every time she closed her eyes, she saw her mother's face, soft, smiling, and full of secrets. The red envelope sat silently beside her bed, like it was waiting for the right moment to speak. She remembered the last time she saw her mother, a hospital room, the sound of machines beeping, and a whisper. One day you'll understand. Understand what? The next morning, she held the letter again. She thought of burning it. She thought of framing it. But she couldn't bring herself to open it. Not yet. Instead, she decided to find out where it came from. She took the envelope to the old librarian, Mr. Calloway, a man who had known her family for decades. His hands shook when he saw the handwriting. This isn't just ink, he said. This is written with remembrance ink. It only shows itself to the one it's meant for. Amelia felt a chill down her spine. What had her mother left behind? Chapter 3. The Girl in the Photograph. The next clue didn't come from the letter, but from a photograph Amelia found tucked inside her mother's old jewelry box. It was a picture of her mother holding a little girl, but the girl wasn't Amelia. She flipped the photo over. Written on the back, in the same faded ink, were 3 words. Find your sister. Her breath caught. Sister? Amelia had always believed she was an only child. Her mother had never mentioned another daughter. Her father, who had left when she was just 7, had vanished without a trace. Suddenly, so many things began to feel like pieces of a puzzle she didn't know she was solving. Determined, Amelia took the photo to Mr. Calloway again. He studied it for a long time. This was taken in the northern woods, he said. That house behind them. It belonged to a woman named Marin Whitlock. She disappeared years ago. Amelia didn't hesitate. She packed a small bag, took the photo, and set off for the place in the picture. She didn't know what she would find, but something in her soul whispered, "This is where the truth begins." Chapter 4. The House of Whispers. The cabin stood abandoned among the tall, twisted trees. Ivy curled around its rotting frame, and the windows looked like vacant eyes. Amelia stepped onto the creaking porch and pushed the door open. Dust swirled in the light as she stepped inside. On the mantelpiece sat another red envelope, identical to the first. This one she opened. Inside was a short note. You're getting closer. She remembers you, even if you don't remember her. Her heart pounded. Who was she? Could it be the sister from the photo? In a back room, Amelia found children's drawings scattered across the floor. One caught her eye, a picture of two girls holding hands, one with black hair and one with blonde. It was signed Evie. Chapter 5. The Name in the Wind. Amelia stayed in the cabin that night. In her dreams, she heard laughter, children's laughter, and a name repeated in the wind. Evie, Evie. The next morning, she searched the house more thoroughly. Beneath a loose floorboard, she found a diary. It belonged to Marin Whitlock, the woman who had once lived there. Marin had written about taking in a child who had lost her family. She called her Evie. But in the final entry, she wrote something that made Amelia's stomach twist. They're coming for her. I have to hide her where no one will find her, not even her sister. Evie was real, and she had been hidden. Chapter 6. The Locked Room. Behind the kitchen, Amelia discovered a locked door. The key was nowhere to be found. But on the diary's final page, Marin had drawn a symbol, a tree with a hollow base. Outside, Amelia searched until she found it, an old oak with a dark hollow at its roots. Inside was a rusted tin box containing a small brass key. Back in the house, the key clicked into place. The door creaked open to reveal a room untouched by time, dusty toys, a child's bed, and on the wall dozens of crayon drawings. One showed a girl who looked exactly like Amelia, and next to her, a smaller girl with the same eyes. Chapter 7. Letters in the Dark. In a wooden chest, Amelia found more letters, unopened and unsent, all addressed to her, each one written by her mother, and all telling the story of Evie. I gave birth to her after you were taken to safety, one letter read. Your father didn't want another child. He tried to erase her. I had no choice but to hide her. Tears blurred Amelia's vision as she read the final line. If you're reading this, it means you're ready to find her. Chapter 8. The Hidden Path. Using clues from the letters, Amelia traced her way deeper into the forest. She followed symbols carved into trees until she reached a stone wall covered in moss. A wooden door stood at its center. Inside was a small underground shelter, and inside that, Evie. She looked up, startled, when Amelia entered. Her eyes were wide, frightened, but they were the same eyes Amelia saw in her own reflection. Evie, she whispered. The girl nodded slowly. Chapter 9. The Silence Between Sisters. At first, Evie didn't speak. She had been alone for so long, her voice was nearly gone. But over days, the silence softened. They sat together, drew pictures, read the old letters. Evie pointed at one crayon drawing Amelia had made. That's me, she whispered. It was the first word she had spoken in years. The sisters stayed in the cabin for a week, reconnecting through shared memories neither had lived, but both had always felt. Chapter 10. The Letter. She finally opened. On their final morning in the forest, Amelia opened the original red envelope, the one she had kept on her nightstand for weeks. The letter inside was simple. My beautiful girls, If you're reading this, it means love has brought you back together. Forgive the secrets. I only wanted to protect you both. Never let the world silence your bond. Mom. Amelia held her sister close. They would leave the forest, not just with answers, but with each other. And the silence that once haunted them was finally broken by laughter. Together.